Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today's video is going to be about Lori and Chad Daybell. Just some of the new things that have came out surrounding them, and there's this new thing with her niece Melanie. I'll talk about a little bit, and also a couple new things came out about some more of Lori's lies that she's telling. So it's creating even more suspicion about the safety of her children. Okay, so let's get into it. JJ Vallow's last day he attended Life Academy was on August 30th. And on September 5th, Lori officially withdrew him from school by email and a phone call. She said that she got a job promotion and Charles died last month, which isn't true because Charles died 2 months ago. And she also told the school staff that Charles killed himself, which isn't true either. Because if you guys have been following this case, we all know Alex, Lori's brother, shot him in supposed self-defense, but now we know that death is being investigated because of all this other stuff coming out. So let me read you the email that she sent Life Academy. Since the circumstances in our lives have changed drastically since my husband passed away last month, I have been offered a job out of state and have had to accept it. We have had to move quickly since the job started ASAP. So I'm sad to inform you that Joshua won't be returning this year. You have been so great to get him in this year, and his DDD funding and scholarship have just all finally been settled. I really appreciate all that you have done for JJ. I will continue to recommend Life to all of our friends like I did with so-and-so. We are doing our best to adjust to our new life. Please let me know what you need me to do to withdraw him. You could email me a withdrawal form or whatever needs to happen. Thank you again, Life Academy. We really loved our time with you. Okay, so, I don't know. So what job? That's what I want to know. Oh, she's saying she has this job. Well, what job? Is she working right now? I don't think she's been working since she moved to Idaho, has she? I mean, we haven't heard anything about a job that she's been working. She moved, and then her and Chad get married in Hawaii, and then they end up moving to Hawaii. But where is this job that she had to start right away, ASAP? If anybody knows, I mean, am I missing something? Because I have not seen anything mentioned of a job that she had. Okay, so let me continue here. So, last February 5th, Charles Vallow voiced his concern with the school and showed them the order of protection that he had against Lori, where she threatened his life, saying that she was a god and he was a guy named Nick Schneider, and that if he got in her way, that she'd kill him. So remember that. We talked about that in one of my last videos. So, and now new details about Charles Vallow being concerned about Lori's spending and erratic behavior months before his death. Allegedly, both husbands, Joseph Ryan and Charles Vallow, left behind insurance policies. Charles supposedly had $1 million life insurance policy, but Lori was not the beneficiary. So I'm not sure if, because JJ, I don't know, I guess it wouldn't make a difference. I'm saying, like, if JJ, because JJ is Charles and Lori's kid, is there something to do with why she's keeping him, or what? Because I hope he's safe, but is there some reason that has to do with this $1 million life insurance policy? Because why? I don't know. Does it have something to do with money, all this stuff, or is it just her crazy extreme beliefs of, well, you see some of her beliefs. I'm going to talk about a little bit more of them, but about her, you know, being a god or a translated being or transmuted being or whatever the heck that is. So that's what I'm just curious if it's going to end up being something about money, or is it going to end up being something about just her extreme belief systems? You know, I know, like, the media is focusing on the whole cult and her beliefs, but maybe it also has to do with this money situation. I don't know, but it does say Lori was not the beneficiary. I'm just curious because JJ is Charles and Lori's kid that they adopted together. Does that mean that life insurance has anything to do with Joshua, or how does that work? Does Joshua, because he being his kid, does he receive any of that? I know my one friend, his dad died, shoot, he was probably like 12, 13 maybe, but I know he got a check every month. I'm pretty sure it was from life insurance, because his dad died. But do you think Joshua's getting this check that's going into like a maybe an account that he can't touch till he's 18, or how, I mean, what do you guys think? I guess I shouldn't say anything because I don't even know who the beneficiary is, but you would think he would leave something to his son. I mean, somehow Joshua would be in there and get some of that, don't you think? Usually they would leave it to their kids or some. I don't know. I don't know how insurances work that well, so I might sound really stupid, but it just makes you wonder if there's some kind of money motive here, you know, where something to do with Joshua being Charles's son and that $1 million life insurance policy. If maybe he receives like a monthly check, or maybe when he turns 18, that would need him to be alive, right? Unless if she, who knows what the heck is going on? Nobody knows. I just wish she'd come out and tell us. Are they okay? Come on. Face the freaking music now. I mean, you can't just keep doing this. Eventually she's going to have to face it. She's just putting it off. And I'm worried she's putting it off until something big is going to happen. Like they're planning something. I don't know. Because, well, maybe she's trying to put it off to July 2020 because that's when they think the second coming and the end of the world and all that stuff is going to happen. July of this year, actually. Okay, sorry. Got off track here. Let me finish what I'm going to say here. Sorry. So he started getting worried about her erratic behavior. I guess she was spending a lot a couple months before his death. So divorce documents filed by Charles Vallow in Arizona in February of 2019 showed he wanted sole custody of JJ, stating that Lori no longer wanted anything to do with him or the children. See, reading stuff like that makes me nervous because this is in court documents, like official documents. He is saying that she didn't want anything to do with her children. So for somebody to not care about her children and now they're missing, that's freaking me out. Like, that makes me very worried. Okay, so the divorce document said that she was a translated being and she was sealed to the ancient prophet Moroni, along with the James the Just in her previous lives. She believed she was a god assigned to carry out the work of the 144,000 during Christ's second coming in July 2020. Charles's sister, Kay Woodcock, said she told numerous people that Charles just had to go. He has to go. I am done. So then that makes you think he gets shot a couple months later by her brother. She's there. Hello. I mean, her telling people that he has to go. I'm done. He has to go. It makes you wonder, was it really self-defense then? I mean, you say something like that and a few months later your brother shoots him. It's just, that brings up too many red flags in my book. Charles claimed that Lori abandoned the family in late January, withdrawing a total of $35,000 from their bank accounts. According to Charles's sister, in March, Lori returned and persuaded Charles to stop the divorce. Court documents show that Charles filed a motion to dismiss the divorce on March 5th. 4 months later, Charles is shot by Lori's brother, Alex. So it makes you wonder, who is the beneficiary? And when somebody, you know, has a life insurance policy and they have kids, how does that normally work? Okay, so I know a lot of you guys were asking me, and I'm sorry I didn't do a update when it, you know, right after it happened, because I've been trying to follow this case, and this was last Thursday that she had Sunday they gave her that court order to bring JJ and Tylee within 5 days. She had 5 days, and so that would make it Thursday. She had till Thursday to bring them back to Rexburg, and she failed to meet the court order deadline, which is kind of a good, I mean, not a good thing she didn't bring them, but like I was wondering, and you guys were all wondering, I'm sure the same thing, is why wouldn't they just, you know, when they found them in Hawaii, why didn't they hold them and question them, interrogate them, and make them come back with them and produce the kids? But I guess legally it just doesn't work that way. There's a procedure that you have to follow step by step to do it the right way. So they do this, and then if she produces them, awesome. You know, she produces the kids, but then if she doesn't, that clears the way for a judge to potentially hold Lori in contempt of court. A legal move that could allow prosecutors to seek to have her extradited from Hawaii to Idaho to face charges. Lori and Chad both have lied about the children's whereabouts. Chad allegedly told one person that Lori had no kids, and Lori supposedly told another person that her daughter had died more than a year ago. See, hearing that really makes me nervous, because why would she say that? That doesn't even make sense. If it makes you, God, it's every new thing I feel like that comes out is just adding to that suspicion of, well, I guess adding to that worry of the kids being all right. Because you would think, gosh, it's been out, let's see, September. So September, the end of September was the last that anybody ever seen, Joshua or Tylee, I guess, was the end of September. So, geez, so it'll be going on 5 months. The end of this month will be 5 months that they have been seen. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the storage unit that we've all been hearing about. Okay, so Lori first came to Self Storage Plus to rent a storage unit in Rexburg October 1st. It was just like a 10 by 10 unit. And over the next few weeks, she went there a few times. Surveillance footage shows the storage unit being visited 9 times in October by either Lori or a man or both of them together. And 1 time in November. She came alone once on October 1st, which is the day she signed the contract. She was driving a blue Nissan Rogue. Lori returned October 2nd and 3rd with a man who appeared to be her brother Alex Cox. His truck is spotted on the camera several times that month. During one visit, the two enter, and the man looks back and forth like he's all paranoid, kind of just like looking to see if anybody's there as Lori opens the door. He removes a heavy tote with something hanging over the edge. They bring it to the car and they go back inside, and he carries out a tire, and then they leave. Between October 6th to October 26th, a man that looks like Alex visits the storage unit alone 5 times. He drops off a variety of items, including gun cases and just various items. On October 28th, 2 men are seen moving bikes into the unit. In the back of the car, you can see large totes. They put things into the unit only to remove them days later. October 28th is the last time anyone visits the facility that month, and then nobody comes back for almost a whole month. On November 24th, Lori and a man come back and stay for 4 minutes and leave. 2 days later, November 26th, is the day that Rexburg police go to her townhouse for a welfare check on JJ. The next day, November 27th, the officers go back to the home in Rexburg with a search warrant, and they're not there. And then they go to the storage unit with a search warrant. Inside, they find bikes, a scooter, winter clothing, a photo album with pictures of the children, sports equipment, a backpack with JJ's initials, a jersey with Colby's name, Colby's Lori's oldest son, ice skates, and 2 blankets, one with photos of JJ and the other with photos of Tylee. And then in January, Lori's credit card was declined several times from the storage unit. When they tried to run it, it was declined. So it does make you wonder how Lori and Chad are paying for their Hawaii expenses. Where is this money coming from? Neither of them are working now. At least not that we know of. I mean, I think they would have been known if any of them had jobs, because they were gone. They disappeared. I'm pretty sure they weren't working jobs. I mean, where are they getting this money? And then when they picked them up in Hawaii, or I should say they impounded their car, she got out a bag of cash she had. So they're getting this money from somewhere, and that's why I'm wondering is, do you think from that life insurance policy that JJ is getting like a monthly check or something? I don't know how that works. That's why if somebody's familiar with life insurance, could it be something like that where it's like a monthly thing, or would they wait till he's 18? It just makes you wonder if she's taking his money. I mean, who knows? I don't know. Where else were they getting this money? Are they doing some other illegal activities? Well, I don't want to say that. It does make you wonder, because her credit card's declined. It doesn't seem that either of them are working, yet they're living in Hawaii, which is very expensive, in a gated community, which is expensive. I mean, I don't know. It makes you wonder where they're getting the money. But anyway, okay, so that's all the updates I have on this case. And like I said, if any of you guys have any information, let me know, and I will keep you updated as we hear things. I know I read an article somewhere where it said that we might not know anything for a while now, because they had to get like special permission to even make this public about the children and about the court order. Somehow the judge had to sign something where they could make that public, that they were ordering her to return the kids in 5 days. But they said from now on, after that, that it might not, we might have to wait a while to find out what's going on because of like Children's Protective Services, I guess. So they said even if let's say they bring her in for interrogation and they pick her up and arrest her, that we might not know until after it happens, because like way after it happens, because of children being under 18 being involved. I'm not sure. That's just me. I read one article that said that. I don't know how true that is, but so it makes me wonder, maybe something is happening and we're not going to know for a while. So it kind of does suck because we're all like on the edge of our seat just waiting to see what's going on with these kids and if they are okay, and to hear that we might not even know until way after as far as what they're doing with her. So let me know if you guys know if there's any truth to that. I don't know. I guess it was only just one article I read that they said that. They said because of Child Protective Services or whatever, that they wouldn't be able to release that information, and that the judge had to sign some specific order to release the information about the court order for the 5 days to produce the kids. Probably after that, whatever happens, that we'll have to wait till way after. But okay, so I want to share one more thing with you. Lori's niece Melanie was married to a guy named Brandon Boudreaux. They had 4 kids. They have 4 kids, and they were living in Arizona. But last summer, she moved to Idaho without her kids, with Lori and Chad, because she's following his teachings. And their families say they both joined a religious cult led by Chad Daybell, and we know that's kind of what's out there in the media, but some people say that Preparing Up People isn't a cult, so I'm not sure exactly what it is. But all I know is last summer she moved with Lori and Chad out to Idaho. Her and her husband, are going through a divorce. They're going through a custody battle, and she tried twice to take her kids from the grandparents, which I think they're supposed to be with their grandparents, it sounds like, but she tried to take them. So this is the second time she's trespassing on her in-laws' property. So he calls 911. You could hear her ex-husband's father, which is her kid's grandparent, or her kid's grandpa. You hear him yelling at Melanie. You hear him yelling, to get off the property. And remember, this is in November. So she moved to Idaho after her divorce last summer. And this is in November and this is the second time she's at her in-laws' property trying to get her 4 kids. So in the 911 call, you hear Melanie continues to bang on the door. I guess she's claiming she has a court order to take the children. It was 2 days prior. She trespassed 2 days prior on the same property. And then you hear the grandpa, which is her ex-husband's father, say, somebody tried to kill my son 3 weeks ago and she's involved. And remember, we saw that interview. Well, I don't know if you guys seen that interview. Maybe I'll upload it sometime. But there's an interview with Brandon, her ex-husband, talking about how somebody tried to kill him. Somebody tried to shoot at him. So Brandon was shot at while he pulled into his driveway. The bullet hit his driver's side window. And guess who drove her there? Guess who was the driver? Alex Cox. So Alex Cox drove her there. Well, not... That could be kind of confusing how I just said that. So Alex Cox drove her there when she was trying to get her children. As far as being shot at, obviously they don't know for sure. I mean, they're just assuming and thinking that she is involved, but they never caught the person that was shooting at him, which it makes me wonder, because Alex shot Lori's ex-husband. All of a sudden now Brandon's being shot at, and Alex is the one driving her to try to get her kids illegally. So gosh, man, there's so much stuff going on here. It's just, what is wrong with these people? But anyway, so Melanie ends up getting arrested for a criminal trespass charge, and then it says enhanced by domestic violence. So I'm not sure what that means. Was it enhanced? I'm not sure if it means it was enhanced by domestic violence because of previous domestic violence charge, or because of it's added on to, yeah, it's probably added on to that charge, I'm thinking. So I'm going to play that 911 call right here.
Get out of my house!
Okay.
Get out of my garage! Get away from my door! Now!
Sir?
No! The police are on their way! Get away from my door! Now!
Yes. My son's estranged wife, who has made threats, and I don't want her here. She's in my garage. I'm not opening the door if it leads to my house. If I open the door, there's going to be a problem. If you understand what I'm telling you. Somebody tried to kill my son 3 weeks ago. in Phoenix.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
it's believed that she's involved in it.
Get out of my garage now!
Okay.
Get out of my garage! Get off my property now!
So Alex Cox bails Melanie out the next day, and then less than a month later, they find Alex's body dead in his house. And we still are waiting to see what the cause of death is. I mean, I'm sure, you know, maybe authorities know, but they haven't released it to the public yet. And also, I just want to play you a quick clip of right after Alex shoots Lori's husband, Charles Vallow, and they interview her real quick. Well, they only show a little clip of her interview.
How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know what to
Gotcha.
Like, hi neighbor, sorry.
Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today, and email me if you guys want to be a guest. Because every live I would like to have guests on, whoever wants to. So if you want to do it ahead of time would be great, so I'd have your email already, and then when we come on the live, all I have to do is send you an invite and it'll be all good. So if you guys want to discuss this case or whatever you want to discuss, if you're interested, just email me and kind of write in the title or write somewhere, yeah, I want to be a guest. Okay guys, have a good night. Bye.